Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be covering the third game of the first World Championship match in chess history, which is a game where Zukertort has the white pieces and Steinitz has the black pieces. So far, both players have won with the black pieces, as you can see. On the screen, they each have a score of 1. They're tied 1-1, 50% each, with a win with black each. So, Steinitz lost the last game, so he's looking to solidify or to come back in this game. Zukertort is looking to keep the momentum going. Alright, so let's get into this. We have d4, d5, c4, and c6. This is the second Slav defense from Steinitz. He seems to really enjoy this opening. With e3, this is the same set of moves that Steinitz played originally. With a3, with e6, and we have c5. a5 is played, which is an attempt, clearly, to just gain space and to take control of the sensor here. So, that's very good. As you can see, my evaluation bar is not currently working, so you're just going to have to figure out whether white or black is winning. Queen b3 is played, which is just by Zukertort here, just targeting the b pawn, because it's somewhat difficult to defend. Queen c7 is played, and we have knight c3. Knight f6, no, not knight f6, sorry, I was reading the engine line. We have knight d7, knight a4, with, I imagine, the intention of playing knight b6 to trade off these knights. We have knight f6 now, probably with the intention of playing knight e4 in the future. That just seems like a good move in general to play. We have knight e2, bishop e7 to castle, and also it's just slightly nicer position for the bishop. Bishop g6 is played, because Steinitz is a very principled man and does not want to double the pawns or give up the bishop pair. So we have bishop d2, pressuring a5 a little, but it's unlikely to become an issue anytime soon. We have castles, bishop e2, rook b7, and castles. So both sides are castled now. And immediately, to me, this looks better for white. But I'm not that good a chess player, I guess, because the engine hates this for white. But I just see knight b6 here, attacking the rook after a trade. You know, that pawn on b6, this pawn's stuck then. Queen's attacked, this pawn's still pressured, rook can never go to a6 because of the bishop. It looks very good for white, just the space advantage. But I guess right now, until knight b6 is played, this knight is kind of silly. So b6 is played to prevent knight b6 and all of that business from occurring. We have a bunch of trades, and queen c3, then queen b7 going after the b2 pawn, because Steinitz is a very intelligent man and understands that winning a pawn generally a good idea. Zukertort does a funny little rerouting of his bishop, which is just kind of really cool. We have queen c1, the knight moves, bishop c3, again solidifying this pawn here. Very much so. f3. f4. No idea why you wouldn't just immediately play f4. Sorry, I skipped to the end there. Yeah, no idea why you wouldn't just play f4 immediately instead of f3, queen b8, and then f4. But, you know, Zukertort just, I mean, he's a future seer, so we're not going to question him. Now, admittedly, this position is starting to look quite bad for white. So I take back what I said, because, yeah, this position looks awful for white. The rook comes back. We get g4. Just offering a pawn trade, kind of bring the knight to g4 and open up the h-file for the rook, trying to just create some kind of attacking chances. If takes, and then this apparently is where Steinitz went wrong. Here, instead of taking, he should have played h4, according to the engine. This makes a lot of sense to me, because you don't want to open up this file for the rook. You're completely like choking the white position. White has nothing in this position. I mean, even here, before g4 is played, white has nothing. The only thing that white has any prospects of getting is the open h-file. So why would you let them take the open h-file? I'm not sure. And especially here. Immediately, Steinitz, in the span of 2 moves, went from being completely winning to just completely lost because of this open h-file that he just let white have. So, Zukertort, with his big brain, future-seeing, prophet abilities, realizes that rook h7 is a very good move, because king can't take. There's a fork. So, plays rook h7 check, king is forced to the back rank, rook h8 check, and the king is forced off of the back rank. Then rook h7 check again. Zukertort maybe being a nice guy, offering a bit of a repetition, but probably just trying to gain some time. He plays queen f2. With, I imagine, the intent of bringing his queen over to the h-file, doing some stuff over there. Steinitz brings the bishop back to d8 to prevent queen h4. We have knight e5, just building up pressure on the f7 pawn. The king moves to g8. We have a doubling up of the rooks. Just don't need to come in and bully the king, with bishop f6 to prevent the king from getting bullied. Rook takes f7, putting the king a little bit in prison. We have rook f8, which is a move that, a good one. It's a move, and I don't know if you knew that. But yeah, we have rook f8, trying to get white to trade off the rook, because you're still losing with black, I suspect, after a rook trade here. But, you know, at least there's no like super immediate checkmate in this position. You actually have to think about the position in order to get a checkmate here. But instead, Zukertort, in his absolute genius big brain capacity, realizes that he doesn't have to think if he just plays rook takes f6, because according to the because he brings his queen in. I don't actually need the engine for this. He brings his queen in, and you can't really. Something's gonna happen. You're either gonna lose your rook or get checkmated. I mean, I guess you can. If you play here, you get mated on h7. If you play rook f7, you get mated on h8, and if you don't move the rook, I don't know, you play king here, you still get mated on h8. There's no escaping mate in this position. I mean, I guess you can play this, but you'd just be giving up the rook, and there's no reason to continue to play the game. So Steinitz in this position after rook takes f6, not this position, after rook takes f6 by Zukertort, hits the resign button. He resigns the game, and Zukertort takes a 2-1 lead in the match. So it's looking pretty good for Zukertort. So far, he's on a 2-game win streak, and yeah, he's won with both colours. He's had a very good time so far. So yeah, that's all for this game. Have a good one.